body that, of course, it's going to be the only body your innate intelligence is in. I'm going to make this body the best body that I could possibly have. I don't know if I'm going to wind up looking like Matt. I thought I'd give it the old college try. Try to look a little bit like him. This motivational speaker, Matt Foley, have you seen? Who's seen him? Raise your hand.
Yeah, man.
Some of you know who I'm talking about. He's kind of a guy, he lives in the van really down by the river. But he's a motivational speaker, you know? And come on, if you've been in chiropractic long enough, you've been to programs where you've had motivational speakers who are just like that. And you've heard all the cliches, probably some of them over and over again. Right? And I'm not saying I'm going to do a good impression, but I'm going to do a Matt Foley style rendition of this. So look all right?
Just lovely.
So here's what I imagine when I read that innate intelligence has ambition. When I know innate has ambition, I think about, well, if it has ambition, and it's basically in charge of all the, how many trillions of cells are there in the body now? According to Red, there's trillions and trillions, right? More than the national debt. Right? And every moment there's 10 million more red blood cells being added every minute. And so innate intelligence is in charge of all these cells that run your body. So it has to be ambitious. And so even the laziest student, the laziest chiropractor has an ambition inside, and that's that of innate intelligence and the mission that innate intelligence has. So I think, well, how does innate intelligence sometimes is going to have to motivate all these trillions of cells? So I imagine, maybe it would do its work mainly itself. Once in a while, you want to bring in somebody, to spice things up a little bit, motivational speaker. And so I wonder what it would be like if they brought Matt Foley in to do the motivation. I'm going to try and let me see if I can get this. He would always do this. You don't know me, but I'm Matt Foley. I'm a motivational speaker. Maybe you know me, maybe you've heard of me. I played nose tackle for Sheboygan Community College. 2 years starting Bull Terriers. I'm here to motivate you. To get you moving. Let's see, we got all the cells of the body here. Who do we have? Let's see, where's my brain cell? Oh, there he is. Let me get, excuse me, little lady. Go ahead and hold your picture up. Oh, so you're a brain cell, are you? I bet you think you're pretty smart. You did a lot of fancy book reading, huh?
You do.
Well, let me tell you something, mister. Doesn't matter what kind of fancy smarts you have, how many cells you're in charge of. If you don't keep your eyes on the ball, you got to keep your eyes on the ball. You can't be daydreaming. Maybe you're sitting there thinking about, I wonder if I'm going to get some of that curry chicken up at the tent for lunch. You're thinking about, oh, let me read this. I can't focus on anything else that this guy's talking about. Maybe you're not paying attention, and all of a sudden, oh, what's that? Somebody's beeping at me. Who's beeping at me? Let me see if I can get the head to turn and see who's beeping at me. Oh, it's a big old semi-truck. And what am I doing? I'm walking on the highway. It's keeping your eyes on the ball. You got to pay attention to everything that's going on. Because if you don't, you and your fellow body cells aren't going to amount to jack squat. It's about motivation. Coming at you. Where's my white blood cells? Oh, white blood cells. Oh, you're all big and tough. Hanging around, walking around to buy, you get to go wherever you want. Yeah. Oh, let me go over here. I can go to the pancreas if I want. I can go up in the liver. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Luke. Tell you something, Luke. When I knew I was going to do this job, I came down. Yeah, I did. I came down. I walked around the body. I spent some time in the foot. I spent some time in the elbow. And I went walking by the nail beds, and there you all were. White blood cells just napping around in the nail bed. Right? When staphylococci were tearing it up down to the knee joint. With that kind of attitude, my friend, you're not going to amount to anything. You're going to lose your job, and then you'll be living in a van down by the river. Big muscles. What else we got here? Oh, what's this over here? What do we got? A sperm cell. Oh, look at y'all. All the sperm cells. I bet you think you're something else. Oh, with your bald little head and your little tail, going wherever you want, like a race car with a tail. You hanging around all day long, right? Hoping the missus is in the mood this evening, right? And then if she is, you hang around all day, and then you're gonna run down the hallway, hip checking the other sperm cells, making your way just to be the one fella that makes it to the little missus. Yeah. I tell you what, boys, we only need one of you. That makes the rest of you unnecessary. Oh, sorry. Thank you. That's perfect. But seriously, folks. I get a lot of references from the 80s because I guess I'm stuck there. But when I think about the motivation and innate intelligence and what it has to do in its mission, the other thing that popped in my head was a clip from a movie from that same time period, I think it was the 80s, from City Slickers. Yeah. You guys seen City Slickers? And this clip's been used. I've seen other motivational people use it in their clip to make a point. And it's where, if you haven't seen it, the lead character is a comedian, Billy Crystal, is on a, dude ranch, driving cattle, and there's this crusty cowboy that leads the whole cattle driving crew. His name's Smiley. Curly. I should have watched it. His name's Curly, and it's played by Jack Palance. He's a famous cowboy character, and he's real serious. And so Billy Crystal says to him, Curly, what's the secret of life? Or something like this. I'm not going to do it verbatim. What's the secret? And Curly goes, this. He said, the secret to life is your finger? He says, no, you idiot. The secret to life is one thing. And so his point that he makes is just finding one thing and staying after it. And that's what your mission of innate intelligence is. It's one thing. It's to maintain the trillions of cells, the 10 million of my red blood cells that were produced in 1 minute, right? The key to getting them to do what they've got to do in 100 and what? 21 days? Something like that, right? Is motivation, right? It's motivation. That's its only mission, to keep you organized, right? And you got trillions and trillions of cells, and which are the ones that get the attention most of the time? The ones that aren't organized, or seem to not be organized, or do not seem to be working right. Those are the ones your patients come in complaining about, right? That's the one that, when the first adjustment was given, and Harvey Lillard suddenly had more organization in his hearing cells, whatever they were, that's the one we make a big to-do about. What about the millions and trillions of other cells that are actively organized, doing their job the way they're supposed to do it, when they're supposed to do it, all the time? And to me, that's the beauty of what chiropractic's about. Not about the ones that don't seem to be working, unmotivated cells, right? But the ones that are motivated, the ones that produce the well-functioning body that we all have, that patients have. So just hope it gave you something to take away. Thank you.
Woo, man.
I'm going to fill up my schedule for the upcoming year.